She signed aboard the SS Goldsboro. We went to Manchester, England, with the Salford docks at Manchester, England, and went up the Manchester Canal. It's a ship. It was a canal that was built for seagoing vessels, and it was up at Salford. And that's where we made the first trip to, up this canal to Manchester.
So, what did you? I mean, what did the ship do? I mean, what was
we delivered all the supplies to the war. That's what that was our job. And we were delivering all kinds of things. The planes we just delivered everything that was available that was necessary to be used over there. And that was our job, just more or less to deliver the stuff that was being used during the fight in that war. That's what the Merchant Marine, we had a pretty rough time of it at first. As we left on this first trip, there was always a sub outfit chasing the convoys. We all had to go to Halifax, I believe it was, where we organized our convoy, and they'd put 200-300 ships in the convoy. And we had to wait there until we got the full convoy, and then we went across as a convoy. And we sailed at about 150 feet apart, or 150 yards apart, as we were spotted in these convoys. And that's about it. We ran into some pretty rough weather on our first trip. It was during March, April, May, so along in that area, that we sailed to Manchester. But then, of course, we just returned back to the United States. And that's when I signed aboard the T.B. Robertson. That's the one that was the port director at Normandy, France. And we sat there, we pulled in there June the 6th, in the evening of June the 6th, and was asked to anchor, and we dropped our anchor at that time, and we stayed there until November the 5th of the same year, at which time we pulled away, and we were hit 3 or 4 times there during that stay by aerial bomb bombardment, and the Germans attacked. It was hot weather then days, and the American soldiers were having to come up on the deck of the ships. Of course, not on our ship, but there were some on our ship. But they had to come up on to get air to be halfway comfortable. Well, we weren't up on the deck, but we were bombed during one of these overflies. Our ship was hit by one of these attacks. Unfortunately, the anti-personnel bombs was what hit our decks. But the big one that they usually drop following it, the 300-pounder, the big bomb, it fell off to the bow of our ship and knocked some plates loose and stuff like that. But it didn't sink us. But there's a ship right next to us that was sunk, called the Morgan, I believe was the name of it. But it was stuck in it, and it sat with its bow out of the water for a long, long time, almost all the time that we were there. But at any rate, that was some of the things that I can remember.